Presence speaks before you do. The energy you bring into a room announces you louder than your words ever could. You ever walk into a room and notice how some people don't even have to speak, and yet everybody turns to look at them? That's not luck, that's presence. That's value being shown without a single word being said. And here's what I want you to understand. The way you carry yourself, the way you show up, the way you enter a space, all of that tells the world how to treat you. See, people respond to your energy before they ever hear your voice. That's psychological. Our brains are wired to pick up on subtle cues: posture, facial expression, eye contact, even how you breathe. So when you walk into a room unsure, apologizing for your space, shrinking your light, people feel that. But when you walk in grounded, calm, intentional, people feel that too. You don't have to perform. You don't have to announce yourself. You just have to be it. Let your energy speak before you ever open your mouth. Now philosophically, here's where it gets deep. Who you are is not just about what you say or do. It's about what you radiate. Your presence is the echo of your inner belief system. If you believe you're valuable, you don't need to prove it. If you know your worth, the world adjusts itself around that knowing. And when you start moving through life with that kind of quiet power, people notice. They may not be able to explain it, but they'll feel it. And they'll respect it. So the next time you enter a room, don't focus on how to impress, focus on how to embody. Because your presence is either a whisper of insecurity or a thunderclap of certainty. Make it count. Mastering the power of stillness and listening deeply, and being grounded, allows others to feel your value instinctively. Let me tell you something most people overlook. Listening is a superpower. We're living in a world where everyone wants to talk. Everyone wants to be heard, but very few want to listen. And that's exactly why the ones who master the power of stillness and silence carry a value that's impossible to ignore. When you truly listen, when you stop waiting to respond and instead start to absorb, people feel seen. And that is powerful. Psychologically, people are drawn to those who create space. That stillness, it's not emptiness, it's presence. It shows emotional control, confidence, and most of all, respect. And listen, you don't have to agree with someone to validate their humanity. But if you can sit still, make eye contact, and actually listen not just with your ears, but with your attention, you start commanding a level of influence that loud voices never reach. Philosophically, silence is not weakness, it's wisdom. Think about the strongest people you've met. They're not the ones who are always loud and animated. They're the ones who know when not to speak. They conserve their words because their value isn't in what they say. It's in how deeply they understand. That kind of stillness creates trust. People lean in when they feel you're not just reacting. You're receiving. And that changes the game. So if you really want to show your value, stop trying to be the loudest in the room. Start being the one who gets it without needing to prove it. Be the calm in the chaos. Be the one who listens when no one else will. Because in a world full of noise, silence, intentional, grounded silence, is magnetic. Excellence is silent, but unmistakable. When you operate with integrity and excellence, people notice without you needing to tell them. Excellence don't need an introduction. When you show up and do what you do with intention, with care, with mastery, that speaks louder than any words ever could. See, people can argue with opinions, but they can't argue with results. And excellence, that's your resume walking ahead of you before your name even gets mentioned. Psychologically, the human brain is built to recognize patterns. So when you consistently deliver, when your work is tight, your attitude is professional, and your effort is undeniable, people start associating you with quality. They begin to expect greatness when you're involved. You don't have to shout. You don't have to keep reminding folks who you are. Your work builds its own momentum. That's influence. That's real power. Now, on a deeper level, philosophically speaking, excellence is a quiet kind of rebellion. It's saying, I know this world often rewards shortcuts and hype, but I'm gonna be the one who takes the stairs. It's a commitment to do things right, even when nobody's watching. And when you live like that long enough, people notice, not because you ask them to, but because the standard you've set starts to make noise without you ever raising your voice. You want to be unforgettable. Don't chase attention, chase mastery. Be so good they can't ignore you. Let your execution speak. Let your work ethic talk. Let your consistency scream. Because in the end, the ones who stand the tallest are the ones who build their foundation in silence, brick by brick, with excellence as their blueprint. Don't aim to impress, aim to inspire. Excellence isn't just noticed, it's felt. Confidence without boasting, true confidence, doesn't need validation. It lives in your posture, eye contact, and grace. Let me break this down real simple. Confidence is not about being the loudest in the room. It's not about showing off name, dropping, or flexing every move you make. True confidence, it's silent, it's steady. It's the kind of presence that walks in and doesn't need to say a word because the way you carry yourself already said everything. Now, from a psychological standpoint, confidence isn't bravado. It's self-trust. It's the belief that you got you. When you know your value, you stop trying to convince other people of it. You stop needing external approval because you've already approved yourself. And here's the real kicker. People pick up on that. Subconsciously, we're drawn to individuals who seem like they're not trying to be anything. They just are. That quiet certainty creates safety, creates admiration, and creates influence. Philosophically, it comes down to this. Confidence without humility is arrogance. But confidence with humility, that's power. You don't need to walk in a room trying to prove you belong. You walk in like you know you belong, not because of ego, but because you've done the work. You've fought your inner battles. You've built something solid inside of you, and you're not afraid to stand on that foundation. And let me tell you, when you embody that kind of grounded confidence, you don't chase anything. Opportunities start finding you. People start listening when you speak because they know you don't waste words. And even in your silence, they feel your strength. So remember this. Confidence ain't about making noise. It's about making impact. You don't need to be seen to matter. You just need to know who you are and walk like it. Consistency builds unspoken trust over time. Consistent actions build a quiet authority and influence. Let me tell you something most folks overlook. Consistency is louder than charisma. You can make a great first impression, sure, but if it ain't backed by steady action, people stop listening. They start looking for who you really are when no one's watching. And that's where consistency steps in. That's where value becomes undeniable because it doesn't show up once. It keeps showing up. Psychologically, we trust what's predictable. It's wired into us. The brain relaxes around consistency. So when people see you showing up again and again, whether it's in your work, your attitude, or your values, they start to believe in you. They don't need you to explain yourself. They already know who you are, because you've proven it over time. That's real trust, And trust is a form of silent influence. It gives you the kind of credibility that words can't buy. Now, let's take it deeper. Philosophically, consistency is a form of self-respect. It's saying, I don't just perform when the lights are on. I live this. You're not just putting on for people. You're honoring your own standard. And when you honor that standard, people begin to honor you, not for what you say, but for how you show up when it matters most. That's the kind of value that moves silently but changes everything around it. So here's the truth anybody can impress once. But can you be the same person on Monday morning that you were on Friday night? Can you be excellent even when it's inconvenient? That's where the power is. Because in a world full of flashes and filters, the one who stays steady becomes the one who stands out. Your value isn't proven in moments. It's revealed over time. Stay consistent and let your presence build the legacy your words never could. Let your energy reflect your intentions, your aura, how you carry yourself, is the visual proof of your internal worth. Let me tell you something most people don't realize. Your energy walks in before you do. Before you say a single word, your intentions are already in the room. And whether you know it or not, folks can feel it. That's not just some motivational talk. That's human psychology. We're wired to read body language, tone, micro, expressions. People may not always know why they feel something around you, but they'll trust that feeling before they trust anything you say. Now here's the truth. Your energy is a mirror of your mindset. If you walk into a room unsure, resentful, or desperate for validation, people sense that. You can dress it up, throw on a smile, even say all the right things, but your energy will always tell on you. On the other hand, when your intention is pure, when it's grounded in confidence, in purpose, in peace, you don't have to chase attention. You attract it naturally. That's power without noise. Philosophically, your energy is your message. And the beautiful part, it's completely in your control. You don't have to be loud, flashy, or even extroverted to carry weight. All you need is clarity about who you are, what you stand for, and what you're not willing to compromise. When you align your energy with your purpose, you become magnetic. You don't force things. You flow with intention. And that changes how people receive you. So the next time you step into a space, don't just focus on what you're going to say. Ask yourself, what am I radiating? Because your energy speaks volumes. And the most powerful people are the ones whose silence says everything. Let your energy do the talking, and let your life back it up.